Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Connor, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I will leave a link down in the description to the creators' videos if I can find them. This tag was created like 4 years ago or something, and I did it 2 years ago. But this year I was tagged by Sylwia from Wish Fulfillment, so I will leave a link as well to her channel and her video down below, and you can check it out. But this tag has like 12 questions, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna cheat and do multiple answers to the questions. So number 1 is best book of 2018 that I've read this year. The first one is The Trials of Morgan Crow, or Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I absolutely loved this one. I want to get my own physical copy of this one. This is a book where people actually compare it to Harry Potter, and I kind of see why people do that, and I'm actually okay with it. A lot of the times when you compare things like, oh, this is the new Hunger Games, it's never like the Hunger Games and it's not as good. This one I thought was amazing and gave it 5 stars. The other one I really enjoyed was Red Sister, which is like a complete different type of book. The Trials of Morgan Crow is very sweet, very upbeat, and is a middle grade, and then Red Sister is very violent and intense. But yeah, those two. Number 2 is the best sequel that I've read this year. I've actually read quite a few great sequels. I really enjoyed Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. I actually did a book review for this, and I'll leave that up in the card symbol if you want to check it out. It's non-spoiler, so it's not going to spoil anything that happens in the first book or this one. This one was fantastic. Kind of cheating because it's a prequel and not a sequel, but I really enjoyed Darkstalker, which is the prequel book to the Wings of Fire series. I actually think that it should be read after you've read the first 9 or 10 books, so kind of a sequel. And the last sequel I want to talk about is Fairy Tail Volume 23. I really enjoyed this one. It was all the emotions. It was the final volume in a specific arc of the story, and I just thought it was fantastic, and I loved it. Number 3 is new releases that I haven't read yet that I want to read. This is kind of cheating because I actually did start this one. I'm reading Us Against You by Frederick Bachman, but I haven't finished it yet. This was my most anticipated book for the entire year, and so far I'm loving it. And because I really enjoyed Red Sister, I really want to read Gray Sister as well. That one just was released recently, and I want to get my hands on it. Number 4 is your most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. For me, the first one is going to be the second book in the Strange the Dreamer duology. Is that what it is? Muse of Nightmares. I really want to read that one because I really enjoyed this book a lot. And also I just found out that the second book in the Dragon Watch series by Brandon Mull, which is a sequel series to the Fablehaven series, that second book is coming out this year, later this year, and I am ready for that one. Number 5 is the biggest disappointment. For me, I have 2. The Steel Remains by Richard K. Morgan. I hated that book. I gave it 1 star. I only usually rate like 1 or 2 books 1 star in an entire year, and that one was terrible. And then I also was pretty disappointed by Runebinder by Alex R. Kaler. Yeah, I was really hoping that I would love that one because I really liked the magic and the concept, but then I didn't really love the execution all that much. But I can understand why people would really like it. If you really are fine with insta-love and a huge focus on insta-love, then you would like that one. Number 6 is your biggest surprise for the year, and for that one I chose Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I did not expect to like this book like at all, but I just loved it. And I read it as an audiobook, and I really loved the audiobook for it. So recommend that, and then I bought myself a physical copy that is signed. Bam! So that's how much I was surprised and loved this book. And the other one was The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I did not expect to love that one as much as I did. Because people kept comparing it to Harry Potter, which it's hard for you to get compared to Harry Potter and then live up to that standard. At least for me, because I grew up with Harry Potter and I love Harry Potter and all that stuff. But yeah, really enjoyed that one. 7 is favorite new to me author, so either a debut author that I read this year or someone that I hadn't read previously before. I don't actually ever categorize an author as one of my favorite authors until I've read a certain number of books by them. Like, if I've read 4 books by you and I love all of them, then you'll become one of my favorite authors, but I haven't read any new to me authors multiple times this year, if that makes sense. So I haven't read multiple books by any new to me author yet, so can't really answer that one. And number 8 was your newest fictional crush, and I don't get fictional crushes. I read a lot of middle grade, so that would be gross, and I don't know, I just don't ever like get crushes on fictional people, so don't have an answer for that. 9 is the newest favorite characters, which I do have some of those. I really love Murderbot from All Systems Red by Martha Wells. I freaking love this character so much. I don't care where Murderbot's story takes it, but if it's not happy, I'm gonna be devastated. And then my other favorite character is Nona. I just love Nona so much. She's from Red Sister and she is fantastic. Number 10 is a book that made me cry, and I reread And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman this year. I've actually reread 2 of his books this year, which is kind of crazy. I don't reread a whole lot. Yeah, this one made me cry again. Number 11 is a book that made me happy, and I don't read a whole lot of books that are just like, oh, this is such a happy book. For that one, I kind of went with fairy tale because there are sad things that happen, but generally it's a very upbeat, very friendship heavy story, and I just feel like I'm hanging out with friends when I'm reading these books. And I just love the Wings of Fire series, so every time I'm reading one of those books, it just brings me joy. And I actually read 2 books in the series this year. I read the 10th book in the series, which I can't remember the name of it, and then I also read the prequel this year. Number 12 is my favorite book to movie film adaptation that I've watched this year, and I haven't watched any, I don't believe. I watched Love, Simon, so that one was a good one, but I never read the book, so I don't really know how they compare. I started reading the audiobook and I didn't like it, so I'm not gonna read it that way. I'm gonna try to physically read it at some point. Yeah, I can't think of any book to movie adaptations other than that one that I've watched. Number 13 is my favorite video / review that I've done this year. This year I've kind of pushed myself to start dipping my toe into doing discussion videos. Individual review videos don't get a lot of views, but I still think that they're really important. That's why I do them, and that's why I have a lot of them. So reviews, just non-spoiler reviews, don't get as many views as like a book haul or a wrap-up or whatever. But then discussion videos sometimes can get even less because you would have to have read the book to understand what they're talking about. So I've pushed myself to start doing some discussion videos. Mainly it's been third books in series, so I did a book discussion for Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, I did a discussion on A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, and I did a discussion on The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. So I've been really enjoying those because it's a better representation of all of my thoughts because I dip into those spoilers and I talk about the specific things that I liked and didn't like. So yeah, really like doing those. I think I want to do more of those on my channel, but they just take so much longer to do. Number 14 is a beautiful book that you've gotten this year. Most beautiful book? I don't know. I was actually sent this book by Penguin. I was sent Amal Unbound by Aisha Saeed. I freaking love this cover. I dropped reading whatever I was reading to pick up this book because I thought the cover was so beautiful. They actually sent me a poster of the cover as well. So like, now I have it in big form, and I just love this cover so much. And the last question is, which books do you need to read by the end of the year, like your personal goal? For this, I have a lot of review books that I'm behind on, so I really want to read those so I can get those reviews out because a lot of them are self-published, so it's important for me to read those and review them and tell people about them so that it helps spread these stories. One, though, is Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. Currently reading this, so it'll definitely get done. But I just got in the mail Wrath of Gods, which is the second book in the Paternus series by Dirk Ashton. I really want to read The Tiger's Daughter. I've got to read The Last Guardian by Michael R. Miller, which is the third book in his trilogy of self-published fantasy novels. I want to read The Midnight Dunes, I think is what it's called. That's the third book in Stephen Kelleher's series. A Veil of Spears, I got that one from the publisher. And the last ones I'll say is that I really want to read the newer Michael J. Sullivan books because I don't know why, I've just fallen behind on them, and I do love his books, so I want to read those. So that's the mid-year book freakout tag. I'm not going to tag anyone because I'm putting this video out a little bit late and so many people have done this already. Let me know down below what book was your least favorite book or which book surprised you the most. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and I will talk to you guys next time.